La 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 la.
Icon here. Today we're going to be reacting to scary TikToks. Let's dive right into the video.
These are some extremely unsettling facts, and I found
Okay.
all of these on Reddit. Now, it's fairly
Alright.
common knowledge to most people that the most painful way that a human could possibly die is from
Alright.
being burned alive.
Damn,
but having your body
that's
be burnt
some
to a
cool
crisp
artwork.
isn't even the most terrifying part about this.
Okay.
If you manage to keep consciousness while this whole thing is going on,
Alright.
you will realize that your eyes will actually start to melt while you are still awake. Which means not
Damn.
only will you have to deal with the pain of your entire body being scorched,
Okay.
you'll have to deal with the pain of your eyes melting out of your
Whoa.
skull. Now, 9/11 is hands down one of the most terrifying, horrible days in American history.
Okay.
And this is just one of the terrifying stories that comes along with that day. There's a
Damn.
man who worked in the second tower that got hit and realized something was horribly wrong when
Alright.
the first tower was struck by the plane.
Okay.
So he took the elevator and made it all the way down to the lobby where he was
Alright.
stopped by a security guard.
Damn.
The security guard told him to just go back upstairs and wait in his office where he will be much safer. Moments after he made it back to his office, the second plane hit his building
Okay.
and he became trapped in his
Damn.
office. And if you look hard enough online, you can find this man's last phone call that he made to his father where he
Okay.
kept telling him that he just wishes that he left the building when he had the chance. I know I talk
Damn.
about a lot of dark stuff on here, so make sure to go check out my bio for something a lot more positive that can change
Okay.
your life. Jack Haley was the man who portrayed the Tin Man on The Wizard of
Alright.
Oz. His entire costume consisted of him wearing a metal suit
Okay.
with paint on his face. But
Alright.
this paint on his face was actually an aluminum paste
Okay.
that was put onto him to give him
Okay.
the appearance that his entire body was made of tin. Temperatures
Alright.
on set got to be very hot at many different points of filming, and this
Alright.
caused the aluminum paste on his face to melt into his eyes, which
Damn.
caused him to get a severe infection in
Whoa.
both of his eyes. Due to this infection, he had to have several procedures done on his eyes, and this is
Okay.
just one more horror story
Alright.
from The Wizard of Oz.
Damn.
And look, I know hearing all these is very hard, and I
Cool.
just keep coming
Come
back
on.
with darker and darker facts, but
Okay.
that's why.
Okay. Damn. Alright.
Unintentionally disturbing characters from
Okay.
children's shows, Part
Okay,
1.
let's check
Nosy
it out.
Bunk, from Jigsaw,
Nose
was a
Bunk.
mute character who tried to solve a multitude of puzzles during the show.
Okay.
Limbo, from Sesame Street, was a
Alright.
Muppet made up of two floating eyes and a mouth over a black background, speaking
Whoa.
with a deep and calm voice.
Let's count to 10.
Him,
Okay.
from the Powerpuff Girls, was the secondary
I know him.
antagonist of the show and the devil of the world.
Alright. Okay.
This hotel is so haunted, it had actor Jim Carrey fleeing in the middle of the night.
What?
This is the infamous Stanley Hotel.
Okay.
The Stanley Hotel is most commonly known as the hotel that inspired Stephen King's The Shining.
The Shining.
Yep, this one.
Ah.
The Stanley Hotel sits in hauntingly
Alright.
beautiful Estes Park, Colorado. It was
Okay.
opened in 1909 by Freeland Oscar Stanley.
Alright.
It's called the Disneyland for ghosts.
Oh,
Recently,
okay.
a guest caught this ghostly woman in the window while taking a photo of the hotel's entrance.
Okay.
Here's a closer look.
Damn.
If you've seen The Shining, you know the infamous room that Danny is told to avoid.
Okay.
Well, that room is based on room 217 at the Stanley. Stephen King stayed there himself, and it's reportedly haunted by Miss Wilson, one of the
Alright.
Stanley's original housekeepers in the 1910s.
Alright.
She's an old-fashioned type of woman and doesn't approve of unwed couples sharing the room or bed.
Okay.
Couples have said they felt a cold force in between them at night. And even reports of waking up to the male's belongings and suitcase packed up at the door.
Okay.
She's like, get out. A notable guest of room 217 is actor Jim Carrey.
Alright.
The hotel was a location for Dumb and Dumber, and during filming, Jim checked into room 217 for a stay.
Okay.
And only stayed for a few hours. In the middle of the first night, he ran down to the front desk and demanded to be moved into another room, saying that
Whoa.
something had happened and he did not feel safe in that room.
Okay.
When the front desk told him that the hotel was fully booked, he
Damn.
left. To this day, no one knows who or what Jim Carrey saw in that room that night.
Alright.
Jim, we really want to know.
Okay. Jim,
The
tell
hotel
us.
staircase is considered a spiritual vortex, and
Whoa.
another spirit was caught on camera pictured here. And the
Okay.
haunting twins from the Shining film, that ties into the Stanley as well.
Whoa.
Guests staying on the 4th floor frequently report hearing children running, laughing, giggling, and playing.
Damn.
And who is that?
Who was
Is that a
that?
person? What's going on here?
Okay.
And lastly, a ghost of a cowboy haunts room 428 and has a flirty presence. He's
Okay.
been seen standing at the corner of the bed and appears mostly to women.
Whoa.
Some guests have even
Whoa.
reported feeling the sensation of a kiss on their cheek.
Okay.
I had no idea that ghosts could kiss.
I don't know that.
If
That's the
a
first
good-looking
time I'm
ghost
hearing
kissed
that.
me-
So we all know about Smile Dog, but
Have
have
you
you guys
done
heard
Smile
of Smile Owl?
Okay. Ooh.
Disclaimer, this video is for entertainment purposes only. Creepypastas are not real. Or are they?
Or
a young
are
man
they?
wakes up in the middle of the night with a really bad taste in his mouth.
Okay.
But it wasn't like a bad breath taste. It was
Okay.
more like a very, very sweet taste. He went to the bathroom and brushed his teeth, but it
Alright.
didn't take away the taste. Then he
Okay.
noticed that there was a white substance on his tongue that wouldn't come off. No matter how much he brushed his tongue, the white substance just would not come off.
Whoa.
He walked back into his bedroom, and when he looked out the window, he saw this.
Okay.
An all-white owl staring at him. The young man and the owl locked faces, and then
Okay.
the owl did something very strange.
Okay.
The owl smiled,
Ooh.
and in its mouth were human teeth.
Damn.
After the man realized that the owl had human teeth, he started feeling a very strange sensation in his tongue.
What?
happens next would change his life forever.
Okay.
Part 2 is on my page now. Before you get mad at me for doing a part 2, it's the only way my videos will make it on the For You page.
This is a
Smile
part
owl.
2.
After the man and the owl
Whoa.
lock eyes, he realizes that the owl
Okay.
has human teeth in its mouth.
Alright.
And it's smiling at him. His
Okay.
tongue begins to hurt really bad.
Alright.
This wasn't like any normal hurt. This was an excruciating, otherworldly hurt.
Okay.
His tongue started throbbing and pulsating, and it began to swell up
Okay.
like a balloon.
Okay.
Meanwhile, the owl is just staring at him with a huge human smile on its face,
Whoa.
just never looking away. The man's
Okay.
tongue is swelling up so bad that he's starting to have difficulty breathing. He does the
Ooh,
only thing that he can
difficulty
think to do in that
breathing.
moment, and he goes into the kitchen and grabs a knife. He punctures his tongue, thinking that it will help with the swelling. It just makes everything worse. The pain is unbearable at this point, and the owl is still staring at him smiling. So the man does the only thing that he can think of, and he cuts off his tongue. He tosses the tongue and it lands in his bedroom. He hears a noise that sounds like wings flapping in his bedroom. He goes to
Okay.
look and his tongue is gone. The owl is still
Damn.
outside, only this time he has a tongue in his mouth.
Okay.
These are the most disturbing things found in food.
Most
Part
disturbing
1.
things found in
Okay,
food.
so everybody watching this video definitely had a Capri Sun.
Yeah, I love
But
Capri
after
Sun.
watching this video, you would
Alright.
definitely never have another one again.
What?
In 2016, a young boy told his dad that the juice wasn't coming out of the Capri Sun packet.
Okay.
So his dad then cut it open, and what they found inside would
Alright.
make you sick to your stomach.
What did they see?
4-year-old was trying to drink it.
Alright.
And this is what it's inside.
Damn. I don't know what that is.
What is it?
I don't know if it's.
So next time you
it's
go
a
and drink a
fruit?
Capri
I don't
Sun,
know.
you might be drinking fungus instead of Capri Sun.
Damn. Fungus and Capri Sun. Okay.
Disturbing facts that will ruin your day.
Alright.
Part 16.
Alright.
If you have died around your cat, it is
Okay.
likely to start eating you in less than 24 hours,
Damn.
starting from cheeks and eyes.
Damn.
The green falling code in the Matrix is just lots of sushi recipes.
What?
A woman being arrested for wearing one-piece bathing suits in the 1920s.
Okay.
By the time you reach the age of 18, on average, you have 3,300 weekends left in your life.
What? What?
These are some extremely unsettling facts.
Okay.
And I found all of these on Reddit. In the
Alright.
1982 film Poltergeist, there's a scene
Okay.
where actress Jo Beth Williams is in a pool. And when she's in this
Alright.
pool, she starts to realize that corpses are all in the water. And they
Damn.
start to come up and attack her. Now to us, it just seemed like another amazing scene to add to one of the best horror
Okay.
movies ever. But this scene has a dark twist to it.
Alright.
You see, in the filming of this scene, they used real corpses.
Whoa.
And actress Jo Beth Williams had no idea about
Damn.
this. And it genuinely adds another level of terror to this movie.
This is
The Wizard of Oz is
fucking
one of the
fucked
best
up.
known movies of all time.
Okay.
It follows Dorothy and her dog Toto as a tornado comes and takes them away from their home in
Okay.
Kansas. But this movie has a very creepy urban legend behind it. In
Alright.
this specific scene in the movie, you can see Dorothy and all of her friends going down the road.
Okay.
But if you look deep in the background, you'll see what seems to be a human hanging from a tree. And
Damn.
finally, scientists have made a disturbing discovery. But before I get into that, if you guys want a really sweet surprise, go ahead and peep my bio. But anyway, scientists
Okay.
have made a very scary discovery in the glaciers of the world.
Alright.
Scientists have discovered that there are several diseases that are frozen within the ice of glaciers. And I know what you're thinking. I mean, it's frozen, like we don't have to worry about that. But this is a
Okay.
problem because the Earth has started to warm up at a very steady rate since 2015
Okay.
especially. And thus, if these glaciers melt enough, it will release these viruses and
Damn.
diseases into the Earth. But
Damn.
look, that was really negative, and I'm sorry about that. And if you want something more positive, make sure to go peep my bio.
Okay.
But I guess that's really it. Oh, I forgot.
Okay.
If you're thinking about ignoring your gut instinct, don't.
Alright.
Here are 3 reasons why you should trust it.
Okay.
Reddit user Kylan13 said that he went out on a couple of dates with the girl, but he got a weird vibe from her, so he
Alright.
didn't stay in touch. She stabbed her next boyfriend 2
Damn.
months later. Megan said that she was being pursued by a man.
Okay.
He kept coming into the bar that she worked at
Alright.
and was constantly asking her out. Directly, there was nothing wrong or troubling about him.
Alright.
She just got a terrible feeling whenever he was talking to her.
Oh,
She would
okay.
feel terribly
Damn.
sick. All of her female coworkers kept egging her on to go on a date with this man, though.
Alright.
She kept saying, no, something about him makes me sick. Eventually, one of her friends convinced her to go on a double date with her and her
Okay.
boyfriend and this man. It only lasted about 2 hours before
Damn.
Megan said she wasn't feeling well
Okay.
and got a cab home. She didn't see the man for a couple of weeks, so she thought that maybe he had gotten the hint.
Okay.
But no. The same friend who pressured her into going on a double date called Megan, yelling hysterically. She
What?
said that she would never doubt Megan's judgment again
Okay.
and forwarded her a news story about how the same man was just arrested a couple of days before for the murder
What?
of a woman he was dating. So the
Whoa.
entire time that he was trying to convince Megan to go on a date, he had already strangled and killed another
Damn.
woman and set her house on fire to try and
Whoa.
cover it up.
Whoa.
A former Reddit user said that she was sitting in her bedroom one day
Okay.
when she got this intense feeling in her gut, which was sort of saying, you need to get out of here right now.
Okay.
Then she started to get this immense feeling of terror, like she was being watched.
Okay.
She immediately got out of there and went to a friend's house. When she finally got back home, her house had been ransacked.
Damn.
Things had been knocked over. Lots of glass had been broken everywhere, and
Okay.
the window was left wide open. She says that now she always takes that gut feeling
Yeah.
more seriously.
Trust your gut, guys. Always trust your guts. The video is ended. Thanks a lot for watching. Thanks a lot for subscribing. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Take it